Oh, we comfort able, sis? Yeah, we comfort able. First, we're going to start off by defining what comfort is. So it is a state of physical ease and freedom from pain or restraint. A lot of us may be unfamiliar with this state, but we're going to get there. Able, it means that we have the power, skill, means, and opportunity to do something. When we combine them both, it basically means that we have the ability to provide physical ease and relaxation to ourselves and to others, but primarily to ourselves, because that's where we're going to start. We can find comfort in the storm. So my name is Annika Leonard. I am the CEO of Priceless Incite, and I know a lot about finding comfort in the storm. Let me tell you, sis. So my pandemic started in 2019. It was a hell of a year. It's as like, I mean, I know that we understand, as Black women, that we can go through some things and we will never look like what we've gone through. And so in 2019, it's just like all hell broke loose in my life. Well, really 2018, but 2019, it also, continued to break loose, I should say. And so I was dealing with basically being stripped down. I mean, I'm talking dealing with chronic pain and fatigue from 4 different conditions, right? Having surgery and having complications from those surgeries, having to advocate for myself in the healthcare setting, like just having really demeaning and dehumanizing experiences while in an incredible amount of pain and having no one believe me. Dealing with my community, not recognizing that I needed some assistance. And some recognized that I needed some assistance, but I really had to advocate for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like really step outside of my comfort zone. And just a myriad of other things, right? Like navigating who I was outside of the things that, and the people that people wanted me to be and who I'd always shown up as. So being stripped from, being houseless, for the last 3 or 4 years, losing my car. I mean, when I tell you all finding comfort in the storm, I mean finding comfort in the storm. I am here to tell you that it is possible. And I'm also here to tell you that it ain't easy. So I'm going to share with you some of the steps that I have taken in finding comfort and knowing that and understanding that I am comfort able. So one of the things that I really needed to unpack was I comfortable and am I comfortable feeling pleasure as much as I was comfortable feeling pain? Because one thing for sure and 2 things for certain, I'm definitely comfortable feeling poor, feeling like a victim, feeling, and I came to talk today. I don't know about y'all, but I came to bear it all. I came in freedom and liberation. So I'm going to say what needs to be said about my journey, and hopefully you can find some truth and some things that can help you along yours, right? So am I comfortable feeling, like relaxation as much as I'm feeling, as much as I'm comfortable feeling exhaustion? Am I comfortable? Like we can fill in the blank, which is why that underline is there. Are you comfortable feeling the good things in life? Are you comfortable feeling luxury as comfortable as you are feeling struggle? That's what I'm here to talk about on today. There are messages all around us. So during my journey in being comfort able, in recognizing that I was comfort able, I had to recognize that, my messages came in a myriad of ways. They came through people, they came through books, they came through TikToks, they came through memes, like they came in a variety of ways. And so like for us to be to a place in a state where we are comfort able, we have really got to be able to recognize that those messages, like when we cry out for help or when we are seeking help, when we have no words to cry out, when our tears cry out for us, we have to understand that sometimes those messages are going to come in the form of young people saying things to us, like just insights and revelations. We get goosebumps, someone says something and it speaks to our spirit. It is speaking to our experiences. These could be people, family, friends, like I said, social media, memes, things of that nature. So like messages are coming from all around us. And what I'm going to do is share some of the messages that have come to me throughout my journey to becoming comfort able. So one of them was like, and this one kind of snatched me off. You don't have to heal aggressively. And one thing about me, like I said, I was used to the struggle. I'm used to the victimhood. I'm used to, like blaming myself for everything that has happened in life. You know what I'm saying? That's something I adapted from adverse childhood experiences, things that basically developed into my core belief when I was really young. So what I had to do is to realize that I don't have to always learn hard lessons. You know what I'm saying? And I think that as a Black woman, I'm even socialized that it has to be hard. It has to be rough, but no, we can give ourselves grace. We can slow down. We can say enough is enough. We can take space. We can do all of that. We do not have to heal on an aggressive track. It does not have to be healing, healing, healing all the time. We can take some time out for ourselves, and we could be gentle with ourselves. Another thing is that we can own our mistakes and learn from them. I don't know about you, but one of the things that like an identity that I developed in a behavior and characteristic that I developed around experiencing so much trauma in my life is that, basically, I think I said it before, when things happen, it was always like my fault. I also, kind of got caught in this, like I shoulda, coulda, woulda kind of mentality, I always wanted to go back and, or I would be in the moment and think about, what I'm going to do next time. And in that moment, I was robbing myself of what I was doing at that moment, and robbing people who were engaging with me of me being fully present, and robbing myself of being fully present and taking in all that moment was, you know what I mean? And so our mistakes are our mistakes. We can learn from them. One of the things that a good Facebook friend of mine, his name is Jeremy Triplett, he instructed us to say, write down all the things that you think are your mistakes, and or in that moment, if you think you've made a mistake and you are probably doing some journaling processes or something, write down your mistakes. And then as you're writing them down, pretty much make a list of them, pray and or meditate on them. And then as you're praying and meditating on them, ask how those mistakes can serve you. That's one way to move up out of that guilt, shame, blame kind of cycle that we sometimes get caught up in. And that's one way that helped me. I spent so much time, being terrible to myself, talking down to myself, shaming myself. And I didn't realize that those are the cycles that kept me stuck. And those are the cycles that I wanted to break out of. And so that's where, Alex Hill, like Black Women Stay Teaching. And Alex Hill, if you're not following her on Instagram or any of her social medias, please do, because she's going to get you learned on today. Uncle Clifford rule number 224.5. So I believe Uncle Clifford's rule is no crying in the paint. Okay. And so for those who know, and if you don't, Uncle Clifford's basically saying, don't cry, suck it up. And what I'm going to tell us is, we're going to ignore Uncle Clifford rule number 24.5, because we need to cry. There are times where we need to cry. And, sometimes people are not going to be comfortable with us crying because they are not comfortable with owning and accepting some of their own stuff, right? And so we're going to ignore that because we're going to cry when we need to cry. That's how we get to being comfort able. We need to cry when we need to cry. Let them tears fall where they may, sis. Let them fall, because it's healing in our tears. And that's where the healing resides, in our tears. So let them flow. So Uncle Clifford rule number 51,081. Don't try to be everyone's cup of tea, because you ain't gonna have none to sip for yourself. And so Uncle Clifford, full of wisdom. And I wanted to include this because balance, right? Balance is very important. And in addition to crying and letting that stuff flow up out of us, because sometimes we get stuck because we let it hold, we hold on to it. We hold on to those emotions, and we need to work those emotions up out of us. And some of those other things we need to work out of us is trying to be everything to everybody. And I know we got that bad sometimes, and it's so ingrained in us that we don't even realize that it's we're operating out of that belief that we need to be everything to everybody. No, we need to first and foremost show up for ourselves. That's how we get to the ability to be comfortable, showing up for ourselves first, and realizing that everybody is not going to like us, and we're going to have to be comfortable with everyone not liking us. Don't forget about our sisters, okay? We have a community that we can ask for help. And if we find that our community is not responsive to our needs, we can always, always, always seek out additional community members. Like I know I found some of my tribe in this Blaze network. I hope that you are able to find some of yours too. Reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out and find and make those connections with folks, right? Like we have no idea what's waiting for us on the other side, because a lot of times in this entrepreneurship journey, we are doing things that have never been done in our families, in our friendship circles, you know, and sometimes when that happens, you end up losing some people along the way. But know that nothing that you have lost is going to just stay lost. Like you would be replaced, it would be replaced tenfold. You know what I mean? And so always, always, always on your path to being comfortable, remember your sisters, bring them along with you and find new ones along the way. And so who are you outside of other people's expectations? In the work that I do, there's this exercise that when basically I work with young people. And so in this exercise, it is asking, who are you? And you ask, who are you, repeatedly until you get to the meat and the root of who you are. And so most times when people start this exercise, they talk about who they are outside of themselves, right? I am a mother, I am a sister, I am a granddaughter, I am a daughter, you know, like all of these things, right? And then it takes some time for us to get to the root of who we really are. You know what I'm saying? Outside of other people's roles and or expectations. I'm expected to be a mother, you know what I'm saying? But it's my responsibility to let my children know that I'm a woman first, that I am a person first, that I am Annika first. Before I am your daughter, before I am your mother, I am me. And so like it's to get comfortable, I had to unpack who I was to everybody else to get to who I am for me and who I'm supposed to show up in this world as and what gifts I'm supposed to restore and to behold to the world. So I don't know about y'all, but these memes be snatching my whole entire life. They be coming in. Like I said, these messages be coming in. And so I was in a place where I was trying to, you know, like basically double back on some behaviors that I had, because I was really, you know, basically trying to make people feel comfortable, make people feel safe, which I have a tendency to do because I want everybody to be comfortable, right? But sometimes we have to be okay with people not being okay. And especially when it's time for us to make our boundaries, to set our boundaries. People are not going to be they are not always going to be comfortable. We got to be okay with that. People, sometimes we're going to have difficult conversations with people. We're going to have to be okay with that. Sometimes we have to realize that our own happiness is our priority, and other people are going to have to be okay with that. So with that said, don't be the one or the two, sis. Don't be the one or the two. Set them firm boundaries. You hear me? Firm boundaries, because in your journey to being comfort able, you're gonna have to let people know that they can't be number one in your life because you're number one. That was very, very difficult for me to do with my mother, to do with my sisters and my siblings. You know what I mean? Like it's very difficult, but don't be the one or the two, sis. Don't let them play in your face, because they will try it. They will try it. They will try it. They will try manipulation. They will try mind games. They will try any and everything possible to get you back into a place where you are serving and meeting their needs. Don't be the one or the two, sis. Don't be the one or the two. Sometimes we have to be uncomfortable and uneasy in familiar situations, and that's how we know we're growing. So Nakia Homer, another one. If you are not following her on Instagram, you are missing out, sis. Follow her. She is really the truth. And then we got to affirm ourselves, period. Like affirm ourselves, because sometimes we're not going to have cheerleaders. I don't know about you all, but I really had to celebrate myself a lot. And in celebrating myself, I had to recognize that, I had to get to a point where I realized that I needed to celebrate myself, that I'm always not going to be celebrated by people outside of me. You know what I'm saying? And so to stay encouraged, that encouragement was going to have to come from me. That celebration was going to have to come from somewhere deep inside, because everybody ain't going to know what it took for you to get there. You all don't know the backstory of what it took for me to get here to this Blaze workshop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm celebrating myself in this moment, because it took a lot to get here. So one of my affirmations is that it can happen for me and I deserve it. Period. Like I deserve to be on the stage. That's it. That's all. So another step that I took in becoming comfort able is like knowing that I had to learn some things, and that I learned some things through socialization of being a Black girl in America. I've learned some things through surviving adverse experiences. I've learned some things through surviving trauma. I've learned some things through surviving, and I'm gonna name it, surviving sexual assault as a child, surviving date rape in college, surviving, you hear me? I've learned some things, and I've had to unlearn some things. I've had to unlearn. And then in the process of unlearning, you got to replace that with information, with new information. You got to integrate that information that you've learned and unlearned into your current everyday experiences. And so in this whole process, it gets messy, sis. It gets messy. It feels like you're stagnant. It feels like you're not going anywhere or doing anything, in the places that you're not where you think you should be, but you are exactly where you need to be, sis, and just keep going. Keep going. That's how to just keep swimming, like little Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming. Sometimes we don't recognize people pleasing, right? So like accepting the blame for being accepting the blame to keep the peace. That's people pleasing. That's not being nice. That's not like we are basically halting people's growth and development by accepting blame. Like they need to learn their lessons just like we need to learn our lessons. We all need to grow and evolve, learn, unlearn, relearn. You know what I mean? And we can't be codependent, and we can't block people's learning process. And that's one of the things that I learned about myself, like how I was blocking other people's learning processes. And then how I was, basically, being passive and not really standing up for myself because I didn't want to be an issue. I didn't want to be, like too much trouble to people. Another one of the things that I learned in, like surviving trauma. And so we need to make sure that we are not mistaking nice for people-pleasing behaviors. And when we start recognizing these people-pleasing behaviors, start integrating that recognition within our day-to-day interactions and experiences, right? So making sure that we are, like seeing it when it comes up. And if we just so happen to fall back into those people-pleasing behaviors, making sure that the next time that we're doing a little better. It's a step-by-step process, because most of these things, like I'm 44 years old, people-pleasing is ingrained in me. Okay, it is ingrained. And so it's going to take a little time for it to, for me to pull up the roots of it. And so making sure that I give myself grace for the times that it shows up. So anything that I accept about myself cannot be used to diminish me. So I had to accept that I had some ugliness inside of me, y'all. I had to accept that I had some pettiness inside of me, y'all. I can only fully step into the light, fully step into the fullness of who I am if I accept all of who I am, which means the ugliness, which means, like I said, the pettiness, which is the, like, oh, I'm going to get you back, or I'm going to read you, or, all of it. I'm going to pull up, because even in my 44, even in just as recently as last year, like my pull-up game is strong. It is what it is. I had to accept the roots of that pull-up game. You know what I'm saying? It stemmed in trauma. It stemmed in me hurting and wanting other people to hurt because I was hurting, right? And that's really all it is. So now when I say pull-up game, my pull-up game is a little different. Like I pull up with healing, I pull up with hope, I pull up with grace, I pull up with integrity. You know what I'm saying? And because I was able to accept those other parts of me that weren't healed, I can now fully step into those other parts. And so when somebody brings up the stuff that I wasn't healed on, when those days that I showed up when I wasn't my best self, I can say, yeah, but I changed that. But still don't try me, because I ain't the one or the two. And that other one could pop out anytime, because that's still me. That's still me, and she still serves her purpose. So I ain't gonna deny her, but I'm also gonna make sure that like everything that I'm doing, all of my moves I'm stepping in integrity, and I'm stepping in who I'm meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being a role model. So this is what it is. So this is, like if you know, and this is for intimate relationships. This is for friendships. This is for institutions that, are trying to take advantage of us. This is basically us stepping to our freedom and making sure that we are, free of anything that will block us from being our best self. We are magical. We cannot save anyone. That's it. That's it. We can't save nobody from ourselves. We can barely save ourselves from ourselves. I don't know about y'all, but me versus me is a hell of a thing. Like coming up against myself and all the barriers that I put in my place, from succeeding and for being who I fully want to be, like sitting with that stuff. It's a hell of a battle. And so, our focus should be on us. It should be on us and uprooting all the stuff in us and not trying to like save everybody else from themselves. Like, no, they got to save themselves. Ain't nothing we can do about that. They got to save themselves and we work on ourselves. Relapse is a part of the process because we ain't gonna always get it right. We ain't gonna always get it right. And so when we don't get it right and we realize we have that level of awareness that we haven't got it right, that's when we recognize that old us does not work. And so this is from my mentor, Jojo Paz. She sent some encouragement, for them times that, like I felt like I needed something outside of me to help encourage me to keep going. And so like, this was during one of my confessionals, like, look, I messed up. And this is what she shared with me, that it's a part of the process. So the greatest lesson is that we can't have one foot in our old life and one foot in our new life and expect change. That should have been number one, and being comfortable. We cannot expect to have one foot in and one foot out and expect something different, expect something new. We got to fully commit, y'all. And that was one of the things I needed to do in order to be comfortable. And after you've done all you can, sis, you got to stand in what you know, stand in who you are, stand in your higher order and direction. Just stand. Sis Kiera Lewis from TikTok, man, listen, I love her. If you've not seen this video, she talks about being delusional. She talks about how it is like for her, like, of course, everybody likes her. Of course, everything is going to happen for her. Like who is she hurting by being like unreal? I mean, by forgetting to be realistic. Sorry about that. But like, who is she hurting? I love her. Check her out. In a movie, The Girl with All the Gifts, there is a line, why should we have to die for you to live? And this is a little Black girl. It's like this post-apocalyptic movie. And that's my jam right there. But this a little Black girl who said this. And when she said it, I felt it in my spirit, because it's like, it translates across so many things for me. It translates across me and my relationship with my parents. Why should I have to die to live up to who you want me to be? My relationships with institutions, with my relationship with white supremacy, my relationship with people who don't want me to grow and change. So this translates across all of our relationships. She said, why should we have to die for you to live? Not us putting ourselves first. Oh yeah, because we're not dying for anybody to live no more. We, our spirit, our soul, our energy, our ideas, none of it. We putting ourselves first, sis. So to answer the question, yes, we are comfortable. To start off, we're going to observe Black Girl Day Off on October 11th annually. And it is a day to make sure that we are encouraging Black women to take a mental health day and a focus on our emotional well-being. Because once again, in The Girl with All the Gifts, she also says like the end of their world is the beginning of ours. So she basically let them know, like, and I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say, a lot about it, but she basically let them know that, like, just because, like, you are dying off, or who, like, we're not sacrificing ourselves, period. That's really what it is. We're not sacrificing ourselves. And just because your world is changing, just because I'm not showing up who you want me to be anymore, does not mean that the world is ending. It just means that the world is changing. And it's our world, sis, period.
Listen, when I say shook, I am shook. Annika, hit the hand below the screen, mama. I'm gonna bring you up. I see you. I'm bringing you up right now. My God. My God. What's up, Annika?
What's up, sis?
Like, I did not want to breathe. I didn't want to miss anything. Like Annika.
Casey.
Woo, I'm about to get full in a minute. I gotta tell y'all something. I met Annika at Winter 2021 Summit in the chat, the same platform, the same chat y'all using before we had the gifts. Shawty was super active. My first time meeting her, she was super active, and she kept talking about how everything she received was right on time, and it was snatching her edges, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And Annika set up a one-on-one video call with me. And she looked at me and she said, sis, because of this, I got out of bed today. I did my hair today. And I knew, I'm like, I know what that means. I know what that means. I know what it means when you can't get out of bed, when you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror, when you that done. And a year later, to the day, she's here pointing to us, pointing to me. Is that real? This is the power of our fellowship. This is church, as far as I'm concerned. And I got a whole lot of church hurt. This is church. Yvonne is the usher at the door, guiding folk where they need to go, because she dropped them links fast. Every reference I've been given here today, Yvonne got the links. Neff gives the benediction at the end of the day, unpacking it all and making sure we can leave it at the altar. Hear me. This is church. We got neighbors in the pews that we recognize because y'all keep showing up in the chat. Annika is the youth pastor, making it plain, bringing the intersections of popular culture so that you understand timeless wisdom in ways that are easy for you to digest. This is church. Sis, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'm so proud of you for getting out of bed. I'm so proud of you for doing your hair. I'm so proud of you for getting on the stage. Keep going. All right, that's it. We got to keep going. But the good thing is, y'all, we have 32 minutes for this Q&A. So put your questions in the section, in the chat. Raise your hand if you want to come on stage as y'all are queuing your stuff up. Annika, anything you want to say right now?
I've told you a million times, I talked in my workshop about the messages that come to you. So I was crying out to God, y'all. I was literally crying out like, God, I can't do this. When I said I've been homeless since 2019, I have not had my own space. And I'm still stripped down. I'm still being stripped down. But sis, when I tell you my sisters have kept me in that chat, I met some sisters who have literally kept me in that chat. And during the summit, I was going through some medical stuff. I had no idea what was going on. I was just scared. I was losing so much weight, y'all. I was scared. And in that chat, I said, I need y'all to pray for me right now. Because I felt like I didn't know what was happening. I felt like I was going to pass out. I didn't know if it was going to be the last time I woke up. And my sister prayed for me in that moment, and I felt better. And I felt that same way. That February, end up being hospitalized, end up having all kind of stuff going on. But in that moment, I know my sister saved my life. In that moment, it was meant for me to find my sisters. And I will always I will always give free advertisement because Casey is real. Casey is authentic. Casey means it when she says, like, I have been able to pick up the phone and call Casey. During that summit, I found out that I got my largest grant to be able to do the work that I do in the community. Casey coached me through that. I went through the Blaze Business Intensive. I got prepared for that. I was able to come to the table and speak the language that the funders and that everybody was speaking. I was prepared for that. So when I will always go hard for Blaze, always. Hands down. And I put and spin a block for Blaze. And for y'all.
You literally just did. You spit on our head. You spit the block. Shout in. Listen, you got us together. You gathered us. I love you deep, Annika. So proud of you.
I love you too.
All right. So we got some questions. I already love it. Oh, I got chills. Okay, so first question is from Ashley. And she says, Annika, all caps, what would you tell your younger self?
Woo. So I see this is a common theme. I don't know if that's actually just asking that question. I know it was asked yesterday. I would tell Annika that it's okay to cry and to have your emotions, because I was always told that I was too sensitive. I would tell Anika that there was something wrong with the environment, that it wasn't me, it was the environment, and that I deserve to be protected, and I deserve to be heard,
Yes, you do.
and I deserve to be here, because at
Yes.
12 I was told that nobody wanted me. My parents didn't want me, by my grandmother, whose 90th birthday is today. And she is resting power. She died in 2020. But I had to go through a whole process. That's a whole process. So I would tell Anika, you deserve to be here. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard.
Ashe. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm so sorry you went through that. I'm so sorry you went through that, sis. Love you deep. Oh Lord. This one is from PG. She said, hey friend, about that book and companion podcast. This was episode 1, right? We manifesting something? I love you deep. What we manifesting?
Listen, Paquita been on my butt. Like, so Paquita is another one of my sisters that I met last year this time, y'all. When I tell y'all, because I had moved to a new city so that I could heal, right? And in this new city, I know nobody, y'all. But I hooked up with Paquita through this summit, and Paquita been on my butt, like inspiring me to do this podcast and this book, because I got stories, y'all. I got stories. I got to change the names and dates and times. And but yes, Paquita, I'm getting on it, sis. I promise you, I'm getting on it.
I love this. And y'all, Paquita was a speaker. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, this is family right here. Paquita was on the stage. Anika was in the chat. And here we listen. Okay. All right, Chandrell, I'm bringing you up to the stage. I hope you camera ready, Mama Sita. I think you actually said, how do I get my video accepted? You did right, sis. You did right. I'm about to hit the button right now. Feel free to ask whatever you want to or say whatever you want to say. The mic is yours. But unmute your mic. We see you though.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, Miss Anika. I want to tell you, I don't know what God doing right now, but it's as if he just I've been like, you know how you just feel like you like nobody has ever had the same experience, but every single thing that you have said, I have experienced. Just last year, me and my children were homeless, living hotel to hotel. When I tell you I felt so hopeless, like to the point where I'm like, did I do something wrong? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I feel like I'm a good person. I know I do the right things, but did I do something wrong? You know, I reflected back on my life, but Miss Anika, I don't know, like I just feel like I know everything happens at the right time, but like your life is my life. And I'm 29 years old, and I would definitely aspire for us to get together, and I feel like we can really relate, and you can be my coach through this thing. You know, I'm still processing, you know what I mean? I've dealt with so much rejection, and even to the point where I've still to this day sometimes I'm looking in the mirror and like, man, like I'm not who I used to be. You know what I mean? I feel like I lost myself in the midst of my storm, but I need to get my power back because I know it's there. You know what I mean? And I try everything, you know, and I'm still working through it. But sometimes, you know, it's difficult to do it by yourself. You know what I mean? Especially I'm a single mother, you know, and I'm trying my best, you know, and sometimes you need that tribe. And I'm so appreciative of this whole platform. Like it's really changing my life. Like just the fact that it came across my timeline, it's never ceasing to amaze me. Everything that I'm hearing is like, this is exactly what I need to hear, like to give me that encouragement. And I started my business while I was in the hotel with my kids. And this year I was like kind of like ready to give up on it. But this right here just was like, ain't no way I can give up on
Yeah.
my business, because this is like, this is the turning point right here. You know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you, Miss Anita. I mean Anika, and for sharing your story and letting me know that I'm not the only one who go through these type of things. And if I can see other women overcome it, then I know that I can too. And I really appreciate that. And I would love for us to get together, and whatever it may be, whether it's just coaching, or you just being my accountability partner, whatever it may be, I just would really appreciate that. I really would.
Listen, I'm open. Just like my sisters poured into me, I'm gonna pour into you and whoever else need it, because that's what this is about. So thank you for being like, for your vulnerability and coming to the stage and saying that, and we got you. Welcome home, as Casey would say.
Yes,
Welcome
ma'am.
home.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate this. And thank you, Casey, for this platform, girl. Like, I see this going so far. Like, yeah, keep doing your thing. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Mama. Welcome to the tribe. There's so much space for you. I'm speaking specifically to Chandrell. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. There is so much space for you, sis. And what you did today is exactly how you're going to get your money, is exactly how you're going to get your partnerships, is exactly how you're
Mhm.
going to get everything you need. Shoot your shot just like this, sis. Just like that.
Yeah,
And everything that you wants you just as badly. So happy to meet you.
thank you. Y'all stay blessed.
You too.
Thank you,
Ashe.
you too.
Ashe. All right, more questions for you, Anika. So I'm pulling up another one from Dana. And
Okay.
she says, is there such a thing as healthy competition?
I think so. I mean, yeah, I think so. I think there's nothing wrong with a little motivation, but you just got to make sure you know where your intentions are. Like, because only you know. So if you're doing something so that you can, like, show out or prove that you better than, then like, you got to check yourself where you wreck yourself.
Ashe. I love that. I agree 100%. Um, all right, I'm going to bring up a question from Sharon. And she asked, are you ready to be on podcast now? Oh, they holding you accountable, sis. They want to know.
Accountable. You know what? I yes. Yep. Sure is.
Ashe. Ashe. Shaw Liz. I'm so full right now. I feel like I'm just floated. Like, I got to say this one more time. Anika, I was so tired when I started today. Not in a bad way. I'm okay with that. Like, literally, I let my body feel what it feels, because that journaling session,
Yeah.
ooh, I went there in my mind and I slept with that thing and I woke up with it. I was like, damn, this is fucked up, right? But every single session, y'all lifted me. Yeah, like literally, I was not this bright when this started. And I wasn't scared of that because I need to process it, right? But
Yeah.
y'all so dope. Okay, so I'm bringing you up, Cheryl. Cheryl is coming up. I'm gonna start giving y'all a little time to get camera ready, because somebody inboxed me yesterday. I ain't gonna say your name, sis, but she was like, it happened too fast. I wasn't ready. Okay, so Cheryl, I'm bringing you up. Ask or say whatever you want to, Mama.
Okay.
We hear you.
Anita, hi. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I am new to the summit as well. So to hear your talk first and then to hear Casey express, but I wanted to say this. This is what strong Black women are. The perception that they give of what a strong Black woman is, that we can just take on, take on, take on. Just being out there and being vulnerable
Mhm.
and putting it all on the line, and the tears, and how the community just wraps its arms around, and you just like, hey, I'm here for whatever anybody is willing to say or do, or I got you. I got you. Casey had you. You got the next one. I am just so. I thought I was full yesterday. Y'all just keep. I don't know how I'm going to. Every day, I'm just like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this week. So I also would like to talk to you. We have a lot lot of things in common.
Mhm.
And you just, girl, just one thing after the other. And then mic dropped. It's like, really? You ain't say bye, nothing, just boom. Really? But it was, I love it. I love it. And I just want to say thank you so much for that. Thank you. And I have no makeup today because y'all got me yesterday. The makeup was
Very
just a mess
beautiful.
from crying. So today,
Listen.
no, you ain't gonna get me today. No. So thank you. Thank you so much. That was just beautiful. And thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. And I look forward to connecting with you. And
Okay.
this is, and the good
I'm
thing
gonna
is you're
DM
gonna
you
have
later.
access to this replay for a couple months. So you're gonna be able to tap back into it too. And we gonna be
Yeah, because
connected.
some things
So I look
I'm trying to
forward.
type and it's just like it's going so fast. I'm like, I'm missing some things. So, but yeah,
Listen,
so
yep.
thank you again.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for
Cheryl,
affirming me,
it's in you
y'all.
too, sis. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's in you too, because when you said that thing like this is a strong Black woman, and you said they told us something else, it's in you too. So I look
Yeah,
forward to what's about to come from your mouth in future
yeah,
sessions. Okay.
yeah. This is not what they portray a strong Black woman to be. We can be soft. A
Mhm.
strong Black woman can be soft, and we're
Yes, we
afraid of
can.
our softness. We're afraid that we can't be so. We can be soft and we can be gentle. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we can be lionesses, but baby, we can be soft, and we can gather around and love each other. And yeah, we can have healthy competition, but it's so much abundance here for us. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just a beautiful thing. So Casey, I thank you too. I just, like I said, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this week. I ain't gonna have nothing left, but I'm gonna have to take a vacation just from this week.
Baby,
So
oh yeah, buckle your seatbelt. And you're not gonna want to let go, but you're gonna be nervous. Like, how much more can I take? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we'll get that together. Thank you so much, girl.
thank you.
I say. That was good. That was good. Cause they told us we were the mammy. They put us on the syrup as Aunt
Mm-hmm.
Jemima, but that ain't the whole story. Like, yeah, we strong. Yeah, we raised your babies, but guess what? We bloom too, baby. Oh, all right. I'm gonna put some more questions up here for you, Annika. Okay, this one is from Yvonne. She's so funny, y'all. This our usher, y'all, in the church. She says, Casey, are you sure we can't do this monthly? For real though, real talk. Welcome to the community. I promise you, like, we stay connecting. Like, legit, y'all. Every single
Mm-hmm.
Monday we have virtual co-working sessions, like where it's my playlist going. It's lit, lit, lit. I promise.
It
90 minutes
is.
every single Monday, and we do other things. So just keep it locked. You'll know about it. All right, next one is from. Wait, some people want to. Okay, somebody left. Sorry. Come hit the hand button again. Don't be afraid. We actually have 16 more minutes in this segment right here. Um, and then the next one is from. Why did it leave me? Somebody said, I don't know where it is anymore. Oh, here it is. Tiffany, I appreciate you, sis. She says, this by far is the best virtual setup. I share. I share. I share.
Right.
Neff has something. Neff, our good sis, says, Annika, what made you listen to the inner voice to share your story despite your pain?
Neff and hey sis. If I'm being completely honest, like that was a part of why I have been stripped down. Because I wasn't listening. Like I was to a certain degree, but I wasn't fully showing up the way that God wanted me to show up, in the way that I knew that I was supposed to show up. And so like this whole process of me being stripped down was so that I could stand up stronger and stand up like in who I am, and not in who like everybody else in the world told me that I should be. So it was literally me just basically accepting like I got a higher calling, and I'm gonna have to do it, or I'm gonna have to keep getting my butt kicked.
And that's really pretty much what it boiled down to. Like, because like when you have a calling and it's in you, there's nothing that you can do to escape from it, because people gonna seek you out. Like, people gonna seek you out in the grocery store. They're gonna seek you out online. It don't matter where you are. People are gonna find you and remind you of who you are supposed to be. And so I just kept getting reminded, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just have to show up. And yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It was like I kept getting reminded, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to just do this, because I don't want no more reminders, and I don't want no more hard lessons. So thank you for your question, Nev.
Annika, and that wraps the questions and the hands up.
Thank
Annika,
you.
you dropped so many bars during your session. I'm gonna be chewing on that, baby. Woo woo! For weeks at a time. You dropped so many bars, Annika. So thank you for the wisdom that you poured into us. I already knew you were brilliant, right? And I already was thrilled that you seemed to be operating in your zone of genius. But to experience the youth pastor today, I know them girls love you to pieces. I mean, my God, I love that you are working with the youth. Like, you are, and women, right, who have gone through pain. But the way you package this thing, like, you are it. You are the answer. Like, you are everything. And I'm convinced that the revolution will be televised. I'm just convinced of that. Like, everything we doing and putting out into the world, like, man, can't nobody touch this here. So you are the revolution, sis. I give you so many flowers. Thank you so much for showing up for us. And I love you. Deep, deep, deep. Keep going.
Thank you so much. And thank you for a platform to show up fully, you know, like, where else can I quote Uncle Clifford Rule number 24.5, you know, like, thank you. Thank you for this space and this platform, Casey, for real.
Of course, you deserve all the things, mama. All right, y'all. So that wraps this particular session. And I just have to say, for the people who are full like I am, this was only session number 2 of the day. Do y'all feel that? This was only session number 2 of the day. Like, we literally just got here, man. But I honor you all for being here. I honor you all for being at this intersection of my life, of the life of the Blaze brand. This is year 2. This month marks year 2 of our journey. And it is so beautiful, right? Like, statistics show, right, that I think it's like 30% of businesses that don't make it past year 1, right? Less than 50% make it past year 5. So I don't take any part of this journey for granted. And my journey is your journey, right? We're walking alongside each other on this founder journey, right? On this entrepreneurial journey. And so I'm happy we're still rocking together. I'm happy to see people show up from last year still here. I look for many, many, many more to come as we blow through the statistics, right? And tell our own stories, right? So sending so much love and light to y'all. We are not anywhere near done, because this is only the second session. Right after this, I got chills as I say her name, y'all. Dr. Tanisha King. My God, this woman is incredible. Okay, she is about to do a Blaze talk for us right before the DJ set. Okay. DJ T.O. is coming back to spin on the 1s and 2s. DJ T.O. has been with us since the summit has begun as well. She's super, super dope. And she is transitioning into being our resident DJ for Blaze. Because I can't put no dates on nothing right now, but because Blaze will take up physical space. So we're going to do some things in Cape Town. We're going to do some things in Nairobi. We're going to do some things in Tanzania. We're going to do some things in Nigeria. We're going to do some things in Chicago. We're going to do some things in Brooklyn. We're going to do some things in Charlotte. We're going to do some things in Atlanta. I'm not done. We're going to do some things in DC. We're going to do some things in Houston. We're going to do some things in Oakland. Big ups to Oakland. I heal so much in Oakland. And we're going to do some things in Chicago. Okay. And our resident DJ is going to pull up with us. Okay. Now that's at the end of the journey. I'm just telling y'all where we're going. We family up in here, right? But I don't take any of these intersections for granted, right? She is committed to seeing us grow as much as we are committed to seeing her grow. So she's gonna be rocking with us for another 3 days, and then for those of y'all who are in Charlotte, day 5 is gonna be fuego. Okay, so for the first time in Blaze Summit history, we have a headliner. So I think everybody who's come here before, they're very used to me ending the summit with my keynote, right, as the founder of Blaze. And I am super big on giving up space. I create space and grab space and claim space for us so I can give it up. Okay. And I am so excited to give up space for these summits now to have Black female headliners. So Ohavia Phillips, is what she goes by, her nickname, but Ohavia Phillips in the Queen City. Many of y'all know of her. She's actually now newly appointed what do they call her? The host, the in-arena host for the Charlotte Hornets. She's the in-arena host for the Greensboro, I forget their mascot, but another sports team there. She has a talk show. And on day 5, it's going to be DJ Fannie Mae, also from Charlotte, spinning on the ones and twos, ending the summit. So instead of me ending the summit, as I usually do, we're going to have Charlotte holding it down, right? And we're going to end with the DJ set. And usually, y'all know this by now, a lot of y'all do, I come in singing, right? And I'm not going to do that at the end of this summit. See, Neff already asked. I knew it was coming, but do we get serenaded, Casey? I'm not going to do it, okay? I'm not going to do that. But right now, because I'm not going to do it on Friday, I'm going to do a little song that's on my, not really on my spirit, I would say just in the vein of this summit, right? No longer my burden, because as people share their stories, I think about mine. I can't help but to. We are so interconnected. It's wild and beautiful and bigger than us. It is heavenly. It is majestic. And, this song really resonates with where I was in my life, man. When I was struggling and when I was masking my pain and when I was pushing it down and when I was running from a whole bunch of things, not trying to heal, right? But trying to step on top of all of that shit, right? Try to run on the side of all of that shit and not being willing to go through it. And then I broke. Okay. And then I broke. And so this song came out in the year of my breaking in 2016. Solange came out with A Seat at the Table. My God. Oh, my God. And it told my story. And she said, I tried to drink it away. I tried to put one in the air. I tried to dance it away. I tried to change it with my hair. I ran my credit card bill up. Thought a new dress would make it better. I slept it away. I worked it away. I sexed it away. But y'all know this part. But it's like cranes in the sky. Sometimes I don't want to feel those metal clouds. It's like cranes in the sky. Sometimes I don't want to feel those. Yeah, like, I mean, I really did try to work it away. I tried to sex it away. I ran my credit card bill up. I'm talking about everything I had. As if the divorce didn't financially hurt me enough, as if the move across the country is 2,700 miles away to be safe from an abuser and go to a place that I had never been before so that he could not find me after a 10-year relationship, as if I did not lose enough in that. I ran my credit cards bill up. I thought a new dress would make it better. I wanted to hide in plain sight. I kept my last name the same so that nobody would know I was divorced. My maiden name is Nigerian. It's DK. But I kept Richardson so that my work email would not change, and so my business cards didn't have to change, and so I wouldn't have to go through a reintroduction to a whole bunch of new people I was meeting in Oakland, California, because I fled Charlotte, North Carolina, where I built a house from the ground up with my high school sweetheart, a man that I had been with for 10 years of my life, and I was 26 years old at the time. Oh, it's deep, y'all. It's deep. And in 2016, 12 days after he almost killed me, I got on a one-way flight to Oakland. I had to stay long enough for the court case, okay, for the restraining order, right? So that I could get that, and legally, if he found me, at least I had some type of legal, protection. So I stayed 12 days, long enough for that to go through. And I showed up to the airport. Oh my God. With 9 suitcases by myself, still trying to do it all, but I was doing it wrong. Right? 9 suitcases by myself. And I pushed all of them suitcases by myself. Got to the counter. I had my whole life in them suitcases, man. She looked at me and she said, "This gonna cost $1,300. I had to go. My heart was racing. I didn't know if I was gonna make it on the plane or not. I was so scared. I didn't know if he was watching me. I had to go though. He didn't know where I was going. All of my friends there, I couldn't tell him where I was going because he would have found me." She said, "This will be $1,300. I took out cash because I didn't want him to trace what I was doing." And I got on that plane as Casey Richardson. I got off of that plane as Casey Richardson. I stayed as Casey Richardson so that I could hide in plain sight. Right? And I didn't tell anybody what happened to me. Man, I partied hard every single day of the week because I had that much pain to numb. I drank it away. Most nights, I couldn't get enough wine because I had so much I needed to numb. But nobody knew I was the best dancer out there, bruh. They knew it, shot it from the South, because I came there and that thing would be dangling in the dance floor. Nobody knew I was divorced, right? Or not even divorced yet. Nobody knew I had fled, right? And I was freshly abused. Nobody knew I had PTSD, right? And then a little over, about a year later, it's almost a year to the day, actually, I broke. I crumbled. Somebody in the chat I was with, I had so many friends by that time, and they asked, what was the one decision you're most proud of? And I responded in the chat honestly, more honest than I'd ever been with them. And I said, leaving after he hit me the first time. And everybody, they said, what? And that's the day I told them, I left a marriage. He almost killed me. I got on a one-way flight. I wasn't supposed to be here. I had to find a job when I got here. Right? I had to sleep on a couch until I could get enough money to pay a deposit for an apartment. Right? That's the first time telling that story. And I broke after that. I broke, y'all. I was out of work for 4 months. And I, for the first time, stopped doing it by myself, right? So I had a therapist, I had a psychiatrist, man, I had a whole gang of folk around me for the first time in my life, and it changed everything. I was in Oakland, California. Here I am today. And the second move wasn't even scary. That's when I came to the continent, right? Because I learned, as Candace Drew said, that she would tell her little girl, her younger self, I learned that I could do hard things. I learned that I could do hard things. I thrived out there, man. And I'm thriving here on the continent. So I'm not speaking or singing on Friday. But I wanted to share a piece, a sliver, right, of what this means to me. I love y'all for real. Shouts out to y'all killing it on the leaderboard. I got to go. We going to the next session. It is from Dr. Tanisha King. She is amazing. And this is called From Pain to Purpose. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.